great state of Louisiana, and this is video number 3 of a 4-part video series I am doing on my very first submission and introduction to Tag Grading Company. As you guys know, I'm a big PSA guy. I just call it like I see it. I send some cards to Beckett. I send the vast majority of my cards to PSA, primarily because of how that affects their value on the secondary market. But I wanted to do this video not just for my own education and entertainment, but also to let you guys get a look at Tag Grading Company, which I've been hearing a lot of things about. They're an automated grading company with a massive technological approach to grading cards, what a lot of people kind of loosely refer to as computer grading. So watch video number 1. That's me going on their website and figuring out what the hell I'm doing and how to like create a submission. Video number 2 is the actual submission kit that they send you, how to put that kit together and how to send it off. This is video number 3, where I'm going to show you the cards that I got back, talk about how long it took, things like that, and then compare these cards to the grades they had in other slabs when I cracked them out and sent them to Tag. So you'll see the 10 cards that I showed you in video number 2, what they graded and how they look in these Tag slabs. And then stay tuned till the end, because we're going to compare the grades between the two, see which ones did better, which ones did worse. Again, 5 of them I think were raw cards. So I'm going to show you a little spreadsheet breakdown. But the first thing I wanted to tell you is, and I'm going to switch you over. So I've got my Gmail pulled up here. I actually... right when I sent the submission kit back to Tag, I am telling you the very next day. You want to talk about customer service? People bitch about Beckett and PSA and SGC and HGA and CSG, and they bitch about customer service and responsiveness. The very next day after they received my submission kit with the 10 cards saying, here they are, Tag, grade them, I got this email, and essentially it's just an email saying, hey, look, you made a mistake in one of the line items on the cards. You described it as a 2014 Fireworks Silver. All cards are silver. They've even got a note in here. So whoever was going through these, their quality control, their compliance people, looked through my order, compared my submission to the actual cards in there, and they're like, look, you called this a Fireworks Silver. It's actually not a silver parallel. Every 2014 Damian Lillard Fireworks insert is silver. It's not a parallel. There's not a base in a silver fireworks, not in that year. And so they just let us know that they were going to change that on the submission report. They're going to change it on the report and the invoice that I get back. They're going to change it on the label and make sure that they've got the card described correctly on the label. So I just want to show you guys that. So here's what I've got. I am about to show you guys a video of the 10 cards that came back, and we're going to look at the packaging of the FedEx shipment that Tag sent back to me. We're going to look at how the cards are encased. They're actually in packs, like it's in a sealed pack, so you can't just open it up and see the cards. You got to open the pack, and so there's that element of excitement. I think that's an ingenious, brilliant idea. It kind of brings the wax busting fun to grade reveal videos, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And then we also talk about the timeline. October 17th, and you'll see this, October 17th is when I first decided to make a video and send some cards to Tag just to see what's up and just to share it with you guys. And then I got my cards in my hands on November 4th. And so that is, I think maybe 19 days or something like that. So that is pretty damn impressive door to door. I opted to pay extra for that expedited return. So I paid $29 a card. But when you guys see what that gives you back, I think you're going to be really impressed. So watch this grade reveal video and then stay tuned and watch till the end, because we're going to look at, I'm going to pick one of these cards and we're going to look at the Tag portal grading card, where you can scan the QR code with your phone. And when you scan the QR code with your phone, it actually gives you, it's almost preposterously overly detailed. It leaves nothing to the imagination. I mean, it grades portions of corners on the front, on the back, edges on the front, on the back, on the top, on the bottom, portions of the edges, types of defects on the edges, surface front, surface back, and it gives you an absurd breakdown. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I haven't looked at it very much. We're going to look at it together on a screen share and kind of go through it. It tells you where your card is, where, it shows you the pop report. Not only does it show you the pop report, because Tag uses a 1,000 point grading scale in addition to the simple digestible 10 point grading scale, they also give you where you rank amongst the 10s. Like if you get a tag 10, it tells you where your card ranks amongst the other 10s. So it's almost like a pop report. It's like a hierarchy within the pop report, which is, I think, is really, really cool. And again, I should have said this first. Tag doesn't pay me. I've never sent a card to Tag. I don't get kickbacks from Tag. I'm probably going to keep using PSA, although I am very intrigued and I want to get some feedback from you guys and some comments from you guys. This might catch on. And I'm not a big proponent of new grading companies coming into the business. Like, I don't dig it, but this is unique. Let's just leave it at that, and I'll let you guys draw your own conclusions. I'm not here to influence you. I'm simply here to throw it on a platter and let you guys decide if you want to eat it up or not. I am still in the wait and see mode, but I am very impressed with, and I care a little bit less about the grades per se, like did I get good grades or bad grades. I care more about consistency. Mostly I care about customer service and the shipping, the process and the turnaround time. And then ultimately it all comes down to how it does on the secondary market. And I'm going to list some of these cards for sale on eBay with my Cajun Cardboard eBay account. When I've got good 100% feedback. I've got thousands of transactions. So we're going to see what those cards sell for on the eBay, and then we're going to compare it to the grades that that they would have in a PSA slab, and then compare it and see how they do in comparison. Part of the problem with a new grading company is it takes time to gain traction. We saw this with SGC on ultra modern stuff. SGC's been around in vintage forever, but in the ultra modern market, SGC was new and their cards were getting destroyed in the secondary market. I think it's probably gotten a little bit better, and it's a little bit higher a percentage SGC 10 compared to PSA 10, and it depends on the card. But again, I wish I had 100 card sample size, but honestly, I didn't want to dump $2,900. I didn't mind spending $290 for your amusement and education and entertainment, but I wish I could have done 100 cards, because that would really be a better for video number 4, because with a sample size of 10 cards, you never know. Some cards might hit or miss on that secondary market on eBay. But we shall see. So watch this grade reveal, then stay tuned to the end. We're going to look at the breakdown of what the cards were in PSA and SGC slabs, what they got in the tag slab, whether it was better or worse, and kind of see how they grade. And then I'm going to take you through the tag portal card report for one of the cards in here, top to bottom. We're going to look at it together and just figure out what the hell am I looking at, right? So guys, stay tuned. Okay, guys, here it is. This is video number 3 of my 4-part tag grading company series. Videos 1 and 2 are out on YouTube. If you haven't watched those yet, go to the Cajun Cardboard channel and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss stuff like that. But this is video number 3. So my tag grading submissions actually come back. I took the liberty of kind of giving you guys a chronological breakdown of what's happened here. This is the box that Tag sent back to me. As you can see, I signed up with Tag. That was day 1. I filmed the video signing up on their website. That was on October 17th. I received the submission kit. They send you a submission kit that you then send back to them with your cards. They show you how to do it, what to put them in, what sleeves to put them in, the little card savers you put them in. You zip it up, use the zip tie. They even send you a FedEx return envelope. I received that kit 4 days after I signed up on 10/21. I got this shipment back from Tag on 11/2, so that's on day 17. So basically a 12-day turnaround. They shipped it on November 2nd. I received it on November 4th. So I got this shipment back 19 days from the day that I, first signed up with Tag, basically. And only, 13 days from the day I received my submission kit. So incredibly fast turnaround time. That's the first thing. I just wanted to throw that out there. So normally when I do these grade reveal videos, I've already looked at the cards. I've gotten the email from PSA or Beckett, and I know what I'm about to look at. But on this one, I wanted it to be organic and transparent. So I've got this FedEx box. I did go ahead and unseal it so we could get into it, but I haven't looked at anything in here. But we're going to look at it together, and so there may be an element of shock or surprise. Again, if you don't want to know what cards are in here, go watch video number 2 where I'll show you what cards I sent in. Again, I don't know. I've never held a Tag slab in my hand. I don't know much about their grading scale. I know it's a 10-point grading scale, I think. Oh gosh, does this give me, so this is a little sheet. I don't want to see the grades. Okay, no, it doesn't tell me my grades. But there is a couple of good things I'll say about Tag. Like One of the cards was a 2014 Damian Lillard Fireworks Prism insert. You know, not a valuable card, but I sent it in and I called it a silver. The next day when they received my submission kit or my submission on their website, and so it's sealed down here, they sent me an email saying you incorrectly described one of your cards. You called it a silver. I didn't realize every single 2014 Prism Fireworks card is a silver. So this is badass. Okay, so this looks just like the box that I sent the cards in. And so I should have 10 of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so at least they got that right. They sent all my cards back. This is badass. Okay, I must admit, I did not know this is what this is going to look like. Each of the cards is almost like in its own single card pack. So I don't know what order these are in, so we're going to go together. And we're going to open it up together, and I'm going to try to do it without scissors. Okay, that was easy. So boom, I don't know which way these are facing either, but this is really, I'll be honest with you, this is pretty exciting. This is pretty cool that you can't see the grades, and I don't know the grades yet. 7.5, ouch, okay. So you're gonna have to check my prior video to see what these cards graded at. I don't have them in front of me, so you guys are gonna have to make that comparison. But what I've got here is, so this is just a beautiful looking slab. Let me get it out of this, how do I get it out of the bag? Okay, there it is. Okay, so they're just in normal team bags, so there's nothing special here. So I'll move the team bag. But there you go, guys. That's what the slabs look like. I'll be honest with you, this is freaking gorgeous. I mean, this is really badass. The card is everything. So this is all about the card. As I described from reading their website, the name of the player, the product, the fact that it's a refractor, all that stuff's burned in. So it's like burned into the slab. It's not written on the slab. It's burned in on the front. This is a QR code where you can get your, you can scan and get a picture of your like report for your card. So that's got a 10-point grading scale over here. So 7.5 is near mint plus. It's got a little serial number there, which I'm not sure what that means quite yet, but I think you can scan this thing here with your phone, which I can't do because I'm using my phone to record right now, but it gives you a 1,000-point grade as well. So you can tell, how close to 7.5, like a 759 might not be as good as a 774 or whatever, but Dwayne Wade refractor, I'm pretty sure this was a PSA 8. So I don't know for sure, but I'd have to check. So this came back a 7.5 from Tag. So card number 1, I was just curious. Remember, some of the cards I sent in were raw. None of these are special cards. I think an Anthony Simons is like the biggest card. Some of these cards I sent in that you're about to see were raw, and some of them I pulled out of an SGC holder, a PSA holder, or a BGS holder because I wanted to see how the Tag grades compared to the grades that were given by the other grading companies. And so this one's going to be our, good Lord. Okay, that's tough. We got a 10. Okay, so there's the card. This is the card I was telling you about. So I described it as a Damian Lillard 2014 Prism Fireworks Silver. Every single one's silver, so it's not theoretically a silver. But this gets a 10, but it's a 943 on the scale. So that begs the question, where do you round up from? I don't know. I would have thought 950 or more would be a 10, and maybe 900 and 950 would be a 9.5. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some research and go on the website and figure it out. I'm going to sound like an idiot, but like I said, this is my first experience with Tag, and I did not put a ton of research into it, but this is a great looking card. So this will be a card that I'll probably list on eBay, and you'll see in video number 4 what it sells for because I've got a PSA 10 already. So cool. So it got a 943 on the 1,000-point scale and a 10 on the grade. Pretty cool. I'm going to send that to my Damian Lillard group chat group and see if any of those guys are interested. I'm using my teeth here off camera. The one thing that we know is these things are sealed because this is a bear to open. All right, what's next? Tyrese Maxey. Just a little obsidian base. Not serial number, not a parallel or anything like that, just a base. Tyrese Maxey came back at 899. I don't know. The centering looked pretty good to me. I don't know. It was a pretty good looking card. Let's take it out. Tyrese Maxey, obsidian base. Nothing crazy special there. Again, sorry. I wish I'd have, I was just trying to tag out, so I didn't have a, I didn't send any monster cards. I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But card number 4, let's see what we got. See if we can get another 10 here. There's an Anthony Simons. I think I sent an Anthony Simons pink, maybe. There was a crack and resub. I don't know. Got a 10 on the Cade purple. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is a pop 1 card. But it's a base Cade Cunningham purple. Hoops, card number 201. That's the purple parallel. Got a 10. Got a 928. So even a 928 rounds up to a Gem Mint 10. That's really going to be my question. And you guys, if you're familiar with tag or you're a tag simp, let me know in the comments, you know, what rounds up, what rounds down, so I can kind of understand it a little bit better. I'm going to probably go on their website and figure out how the 1,000-point scale, how you truncate the 1,000-point score to arrive at whatever you get on the 10-point scale. Man, these bags are, for lack of a better word, a biscuit to open. Here we go. All right, boom. Got another one. 9 on the Astro Mobley. So this is an Evan Mobley Revolution Astro. Again, teeny tiny little cards here, guys. These aren't crazy cards. That one got a 9 on that Mobley. But guys, look at I love these slabs. God, dog, these slabs look good. They're almost like, you know, you want the slabs to, you know, provide the information that you've asked for. You want the card to be authenticated and you want to assign a numerical grade, but you don't want the slabs to take precedence over the card itself. I mean, the card's the star of the show, right? And I really like the way that comes off. Okay, so this was a Kraken resub, and I can't remember what it was. And damn it, I really should have researched that before I did this video. I'll probably amend or append some more video footage from my desktop and let you guys know what these cards were graded before, because I've got a spreadsheet pulled up. But this is the Magic Johnson 2014 Prism Variation SP. Just a gorgeous looking card. It really looks good with this clear slab with the white lettering at the top. I think that really looks good. So far, 3 10s, 2 9s, and a 7.5. So not bad, not bad. I wish these were bigger cards, especially the ones that got 10s, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Damn, 8.5. That shocks me. Okay, so an 835. By the way, this was a 927 on the 1,000-point scale rounded up. This was a 911 that rounded down to a 9. So maybe there is no 9.5. Maybe there's only 9s and 10s. I don't know. That seems weird because a 911 rounded down to a 9, but a 927 rounded up to a 10. I would have thought somewhere in there would be a 9.5. But again, I don't know anything about it. I've got to look closer. So this one got an 8.5. I am going to walk you guys through this and try to pull up those graded card reports, and we'll kind of look through those and see what those look like, because I have no clue. We're going to do that together, but I just want to show you the cards first. But this Magic Blue Mojo Prism from 2014 gets an 8.5. So not a good grade there. Those usually grade pretty well. 2013, 2014 Prisms, at least in my experience, they grade pretty well with PSA. Let's see. 9. Okay, so God dog it, I can't remember what this was in the PSA slab, but this is definitely the biggest card in here. This is an Anthony Simons Fast Break rookie card, Fast Break Prism Pink, serial number to 50. Serial number to 75. There you go. I don't know if y'all can see that on the back. I don't know. 892 rounded up to a 9. So that's a 9 for that Anthony Simons. That one I'm going to sell as well. Good time to sell Anthony Simons. In the short term, you know, I'm obviously keeping some of my Simons collection and selling some of my Simons collection. So kind of in between. Garland got an 8. Wow. Red Wave Garland gets an 8. Awful. 818. So probably, gosh, is this the worst of the cards yet? 759 on that Wade. And I don't know what's wrong with that Wade. I guess we're going to figure it out when we look at that graded card report. But we'll see what the computer grading software at Tag says about this Garland specifically and about that Wade. But this is just a little Red Wave, courtside Red Wave Garland rookie card in an 8. I'll probably sell that one too. I was hoping to hit some more 10s so I could kind of see what these cards do in 10 grade compared to a PSA. All right, now here's a good one. So this is a Kevin Porter Jr. It's not his rookie year. It's a second year Kevin Porter, but it is an orange wave, and these are numbered to 60, and it got a 10, and it got a 931, so that's pretty high grade. So 931 on the 1,000-point scale rounds up to a 10. Really good looking card right there. Happy to have it. This was an SGC 10. I do remember that. This was an SGC, or was it an SGC 9.5? I can't remember. We're going to go through that. later in this video, I promise you. And we're going to compare what they were and what they are, and then just kind of draw whatever conclusions you want to. I wish I had like 100 card sample size, but this will be pretty cool. This is going to be pretty cool. I'll put that one up for sale too, and so we'll see what that one sells for. Is that it? That might be it. What is this? This is just filler paper. So that's it. So I got 4 10s. The Kevin Porter Jr. second year Orange Wave number to 60, the Magic 2014 Prism SP Variation, the Cade Purple Parallel Hoops, and then the probably my favorite looking card of all of them is this Silver Fireworks Damian Lillard from 2014 insert. And then here's the ones that I got hit pretty hard on the Garland 8 right there. I got a 9, an 8.5 for the Magic Blue Mojo, 9 for the Anthony Simons, the biggest card in here that I missed on, 9 for the Mobley Astro Revolution rookie card, and then a 9 for the Tyrese Maxey Obsidian, and then the worst grade, which is not surprising because it's a card that's 19 years old, and I can't remember what slab this was in. I think it was a PSA 8, but the Dwayne Wade 2004 refractor comes back a 7.5. So that is it, guys. That's what I got. And so keep watching the video and we'll do some comparisons and we'll try to look at these card reports. I'll figure out how to do that on a screen share. Hang tight. All right. Hopefully, grades were mixed, right? Some good, some bad, as you guys could see. Some cards did, one card did better with tag than it did with PSA, and then a couple cards did worse. The raw cards, obviously, we don't know. I didn't really put a lot of time into looking at them. They look relatively clean, so pretty good mixed bag there. I wish it was a bigger sample size, like I said, but I just didn't have, $300. Dropping $300 to try tag out is fine. I didn't want to drop $30,000, but I definitely am intrigued. This has been a first-class experience start to finish so far. What I want to show you guys now is I've got the pop, and not the pop report, but like the tag graded card report pulled up for that Damian Lillard Prism Fireworks 2014 card. So I'm going to switch you guys over. We're going to look at this, and then after we go through this card report, we're going to go look at the breakdown of all the cards, what slabs they were in, what they were in now, and then that'll conclude video 3. And then remember, video 4 is I'm going to list all these cards on eBay for sale and just let you guys kind of know what they sell for. Because, I mean, that's really the elephant in the room is like tag can be great. The slabs look incredible. The customer service is top notch. This grade report we're about to go through is going to blow your freaking mind. It eliminates any evidence of subjectivity or ambiguity that so many people complain about. The turnaround time on the $29 was insane, 19 days or something like that. And what it really boils down to is what are these things going to sell for in if they get a 10 grade for tag, right? If they get a tag 10, what is that card worth? Because everything else, every other box is checked by this company just with this first experience, in my experience. And again, they're not that busy right now. Can they maintain this level of quality control, this customer service, this turnaround time, if they're getting, hundreds of thousands of cards? I don't know. We just got to wait and see. And so let's check out this Damian Lillard Fireworks card report. So this is what comes up. I basically took my phone. I put it on. Let me go back here real quick. So I took my phone. I faced it at this, where am I? Yeah, so I faced it at this this QR code on the front, and then a little link popped up. I clicked the link, and then I had it on my phone. I just cut and pasted that, sent it to my desktop. So now this is that graded card report. You can look at this exact same report on your phone, but this is what it's going to look like on a desktop, so I can screen share with you guys, and you guys can see it instead of being on my little teeny tiny phone. So again, the Lillard Fireworks graded a gem at 10. And a 943 on the 1,000-point scale. You can look at the front and you can kind of shrink it. You can get bigger, smaller right here. That's what she said. Hang on, let me go back up here. And so that's zoomed in 347. Isn't that amazing? Like I can zoom in 442%, 800%. But let's go back. Let's go back to 100%. So that's what the card looks like in the slab right there. Without seeing the slab itself, front and back. You can zoom in as much as you want on your card. Of course, you've got a cert number for the card like PSA or BGS or SGC would. And then it tells you, as of November 8th, that's today, that's the day I'm filming this video, only one has been graded and only one has received a gem mint grade. But here's what's really cool. Within that pop report, and this is not going to be helpful because there's only one out there, but if there was like, let's say 45 Damian Lillard tag 10 graded Fireworks 2014 Prism, you could see where you rank within that subcategory, right? So you could see where your tag 10 ranks amongst the other tag 10s by using that 1,000-point grading scale. Isn't that bonkers? And then you can see chronology. I'm not really sure entirely what that, it says right here. Tag keeps track of a card's chronology. See what date it was graded and how many were graded prior or after that date. Okay, so they graded mine on November 2nd. There you go. That's the date that the card was graded. Due to the way certain cards are manufactured, there are often cards that tend to be more challenging to fetch higher grades. Be the first to get a high grade on a particular card in a tag slab. Exclamation point. See where your card ranks on the tag leaderboard amongst everyone's collection. In other words, they have a 1,000-point scale and they can differentiate between 10s, right? It's not just a 10s. You can't just say, oh, there's 47 10s. Well, where's mine amongst those 47? With a 1,000-point grading scale, they rank those 47 10s and tell you where your 10 ranks. So mine, of course, got a 943. It got a 939 front and a 943 back. I'm not sure how that comes to a 943 overall. It does, whatever. Again, I haven't put any research in. You and I are looking at this at the exact same time. So I am trying to figure it out. This is basically going to give you some insight into just how digestible these reports are. I will tell you this, just at first glance, it doesn't leave anything to the imagination. They are absurdly comprehensive to the point where I'm going to need to translate some of this stuff and check a little bit closer. But anyway, here we go. So cards are supposed to be 3.5 by 2.5. So over here you see the dimensions. It's almost exactly 3.5 by 2.5. So that's where you get your min size issues, right, with PSA type cards. You've got an edges grade for front and back. Based on a 1,000-point scale. You got a surface grade for front and back on a 1,000-point scale. You got a corners grade front and back on a 1,000-point scale, and you got a centering grade, front and back on a 1,000-point scale. And then it gives you your grade 1 to 1,000 in all of those categories. So that's kind of where you could stop. That right there is so above and beyond anything you get from Beckett or SGC or PSA. It is so far beyond anything you get. But that is just the beginning. So they grade each individual edge and then like different ways, different looks at those corners. So like this is the top left corner grade. They've got 10 different or 9 different categories on here to grade just the top left corner. Total grade, overall grade, how much frayed, how frayed is it? How filled is it? I don't even know what CSW means. Like I said, I need to get on here and educate myself with this. Does this really mean a lot to me? No. But if you've got a huge card and you're trying to distinguish, and again, they can't grade vintage, but if you had like a mantle, or let's say you have a really big gold Luka Doncic Prism rookie card, and you wanted to compare one to another, you really wanted to dig into the weeds and you really get, intense on comps. This is how. There's the back. They even show you where the defects are on the back. On the back, there's a print line right here. There's a surface defect right here. There's some print lines here. There's a couple scratches down here. But even with those scratches, that being said, the card still managed to get a 10. And so these are the defects that they're finding on a 10 card. I probably should have pulled up that Dwayne Wade 7.5. I bet you there'd be a lot of defects. And so you could better understand, because when I look at that Dwayne Wade, I'm like, I don't know, PSA 9? I don't know. It looks fine to me. PSA gave it an 8. Tag gave it a 7.5, so there's probably a hell of a lot more defects. On the front, it does not look bad at all. It looks like there's much fewer defects, but on the back, there's a few defects. But that's odd to me because the front and the front graded worse than the back, but when you look for defects, they're only on the back. So that seems odd to me. Surface details. Now you're going to go through every single one of the 4 categories. We're going to go surface first. You can zoom in and out of the front as much as you want, right? And you can look and you can see, like, here's some print lines here. Some print lines up and down, minute, microscopic. You and I could never see it with the naked eye, but you can see it on here when you zoom in to a massive percentage. You can even see the lines on the back at 165%. Do you see those print lines? I mean, you guys can see those, right? What does that say? It looks like some red writing. There you go. ID3. So these are those defects they were talking about. Look at the edges. Like, you've got it magnified by 740%, and you can see that's obviously not a straight edge, right? None of the edges are going to look straight when you look at it under an insanely magnified microscope. Even look at the right edge. Those are not even considered defective, but obviously they've been touched, right? And so you can see those microscopic indentions. And then it gives you the breakdown of what they deem to be, I guess, describable defect. Again, I might be talking out of my ass here. So if I say something wrong and somebody watching this works for tag or knows more about this than me, please correct me. I am just trying to, regurgitate what I think based on my very first impression of what I see. But here you go. There's your defects on the back. You can even click this and I think go to that defect. Boom, it goes straight to it. There you go. It takes you straight to the defect. ID 1, I don't know what that means. But let's go back. It's a print line, okay? Apparently it's a print line. It shows you the area on the card, where it's located. This is like coordinates, so you can locate where they are in a magnified deal. I mean, this is nuts, right? There's no guessing going on here, to say the least. So will the hobby be receptive to a no secrets type of grade, or will the hobby embrace this? I don't know. People always say, look, I want to know exactly what's going on with the card, but do you really? I don't know. Top left, now we're talking about corners, just the front corners. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Tons of breakdown here. What your total corner grade is. Obviously this card had very good corners. Back corners, let's look at the same thing. Back corners got a 966. Front corners got 1,000. That's really good. So it rounded up to 1,000. 999, 1,000, 999, 998. The back corners not as good. 966 still apparently really good because they got a 10 for the corners. It breaks them all down by fray, fill, CSW, angle. I don't know what any of those mean. Front edges, it shows you the edge on here, and it grades the top edge, the bottom edge, the right edge, the left edge. It gives you a picture of those edges. It tells you why it graded for what. Was it frayed? The top edge was not frayed. The left edge was a little bit frayed, 967. The right edge was clean, so that's weird. Maybe somebody, just depends on the way they were holding the card or the way it was encased in the package. I don't know. Back edges, same thing. Top, bottom, left, right. Graded images of your card is on a black background. Again, I can't stress enough to you guys. Look at these cards. These slabs are translucent. You're seeing you're seeing through it. There you go. So that makes it as clear as can be, right? That's how the card is. The words that are on the top of this slab and that QR code, that stuff is burned in with some kind of laser technology, I think. So that stuff is burned in. That is not written on there. And so when you put a black background behind it, it looks almost like an SGC slab. You're like, oh, these look just like SGCs. No, they don't. Go look at the middle video where I was revealing the grades. These are translucent. The card, I can't stress this enough. The card is the star of the show, and that is the way it should be. The description of the card, I wish it could be a little bit bigger. The QR code, the grade, they take a back seat to the card. I can't tell you enough how refreshing that is. And that's it. And if you want to jump to the top, you just click the button. So that's your grading report. Again, what matters to me? I like the 1,000-point grading scale. I like it. I like that you also have the 10-point grading scale, because you don't want to walk up and try to figure out, if it's a 957 or a 931 and what this and that. Now, I didn't do the research, but I need to do the research on what grades up, what rounds up, what rounds down. I didn't get a 9.5 back. So, again, I could probably go to the tag website. Let's go to tag grading. Oops. Let's go to tag grading. What's wrong with me? So I'm doing all this live with you guys. Let's go to tag grading and let's see if we can find their grading scale. Grading scale. Here we go. Maybe there is no 9.5s. There's not. Okay, so that makes sense. And so, if you're around that 900 number, it's either going to round up and there's your score. Okay, so I probably looked at this in the first video and just forgot. Do I have this pulled up for you guys? Yeah. Okay, so look at here. So if your card grades a 975 or higher, it gets a 10P, which is a tag pristine. Okay, so I didn't even know that. I didn't get one. This Damian Lillard that I'm looking at is a 943, so I missed it. That's the closest I got, right? And we saw that Dame Lillard had, I think, 7 defects just on the back of the card. So it must be pretty elusive to get a tag P, pristine. 925 to 974 rounds up. 924 to 875 rounds down to a 9. There is no 9.5 grade. I wanted to look and see if I was even close on some of these 9s. Sorry, I'm looking over here. So my Cade Cunningham purple graded a tag 10. It was a 928, which means it just barely got a 10. So that's going to be like the worst 10 ever graded. The Evan Mobley had a 911, so it was almost a 10. The Magic Johnson barely got a 10. The 8.5 Magic was awful. It almost got an 8. The Anthony Simons was an 892, so right smack in the middle as a 9. The Kevin Porter Jr. was a 931, so it barely got, that Orange Wave Kevin Porter barely got a tag 10. And then the Dwayne Wade was a 759, which is like middle of the road, 7.5. So I like that 1,000-point grading scale. I like that you can differentiate between, same 10-point grading scale grades. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments about anything and everything that I'm talking about. Again, I'm just a dumb dude who just did this for the first time, and I figured a lot of people were probably curious. When a new grading company comes into the market, we want to check them out. Tag's different, man. This ain't HGA or CSG. This is very different. I wish you guys could have, access to opening the case or whatever, but I tried to do as good a job as I could to show you guys how it's packaged, how long it takes, when it comes back, how much it costs, how to submit it, how to get a submission kit, how to look at a card report. And now we're looking at the breakdown. And this is the question, right? There's two elephants in the room. What are the damn things going to sell for? And then how do they grade? Hard, easy, fair, unfair, ambiguous? I don't know. So the first 4 cards I sent were raw. So we don't have any comparison. They were raw cards. I looked at them. They looked fine. I got a 10 on 2 of them and a 9 on 2 of them. That sounds very PSA-like to me on Ultra Modern cards. 50-50, right? The grading scale, the Dame Lillard Fireworks Silver did really well. This one was a middle-of-the-road 9 on that Tyrese Maxey Obsidian. This one barely got the the tag 10, sorry. And then the Evan Mobley just barely missed being a tag 10. So those are the 4 raw cards. The Magic Johnsons, one of them was a PSA 9. I cracked it out and submitted it to tag. I showed you in video number 2, hopefully. It came back a 10. So it barely made a 10. So it might have been a high PSA 9. So that is the only card that I sent in where tag graded it better than PSA graded it. The cards in red obviously did worse. The other Magic Johnson, the Blue Mojo, was a PSA 9. It came back a tag 8.5 at 834 on the 1,000-point scale. So that one did worse. The next 3, it was a PSA 9, a PSA 8, and an SGC 10. I just wanted a random sample size. I got an SGC card in there for you. I wish I had some Beckett cards, but I didn't. And most of my Beckett cards are like patch autos, which tag doesn't grade yet. Remember, they don't grade acetate stuff. They don't grade autographs or patches yet, and they don't grade, I think, before 2000. And so those aren't on the table yet for tag. So you gotta eliminate those from the tag vocabulary for now. But like the Anthony Simons, I was hoping to get a tag 10. It came back a 9, right in the middle 9, right on the 1,000-point grading scale. That is a right middle of the road 9, just like it was with PSA. The Darius Garland was a PSA 8, came back a tag 8. The Kevin Porter Jr. Is a good one. It was a SGC 10, came back a tag 10. And then the last one was the Dwayne Wade. It did a little bit worse. It was a PSA 8, came back a tag 7.5. So there's your comparisons. I am going to have another column here where I don't know if I'm going to sell all these cards. In fact, I'll probably, you know what? I probably will. I'll probably sell every single one of them. And then I'm going to do video number 4. If you want to see what these cards sell for, number 1, thanks for watching the video. Number 2, if you want to see what the cards sell for, hit the subscribe button because I do a lot of cool videos like this. I want to see how cards do in the secondary market all the time. I sell my cards all the time, and we look at profit margin and, even in this down market, how cards do in comparison to what I have into them. So I think people enjoy watching videos like that. I know I do. And I'm going to do that with these 10 tag cards. I'll just go on a limb and tell you, I'll list every single one of these cards on my eBay account, and that's what you'll see on video number 4. I'm going to put them on a 10-day auction. I know that's scary now because people are getting destroyed. This might not have anything to do with tag. This might just have to do with people getting crushed selling cards right now. But I'm going to put all 10 cards on a 10-day auction on my eBay account. I'm going to take great pictures, sufficiently describe them, explain tag, put it in the description, list them ending on a Saturday, at like maybe 9:30 Central Time, unless somebody says otherwise. That's usually what I do. Give it a 10-day auction, set it for 99 cents and see what the hell happens. And if I get my ass handed to me, enjoy. And if I do okay and we see some anomalies or maybe some impressive results from our sales, enjoy that as well. My guess is I'm leaning towards getting my ass handed to me, not because I don't think tag did their job or these grades are accurate, but because they're so new. I think so many in the hobby are just looking for PSA 10 or looking for BGS 9.5 or BGS 10. I don't even know if they've searched tag 10. I don't know if they'll even pull my card up. So I might have to do a little inventive titling. And again, I'm not clickbaity. I'm not going to put PSA 10 question mark. I'm not one of those guys, but I'm going to have to figure out a way to make sure these cards do get seen. And so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, I appreciate it. That's it, guys. So stay tuned for video number 4. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon notification so you know when video number 4 drops. If you missed video 1 and 2, this video probably didn't mean too much to you. But as always, I appreciate your time and diligence and effort in watching my videos. You can watch anything you want, and you chose to watch this one, especially if you're watching now after probably 30-40 minutes. Anyway, as always, keep collecting. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about what I've shown you in these 3 videos so far. I'm intrigued. Am I going to send all my cards to Tag? Not yet. Maybe never, but definitely not yet. I'm still going to sit on the sidelines and wait and see. And I am somebody whose opinion can change. Remember, I used to send everything to BGS, and now I send 99% to PSA. So I am not one of those forever people. The secondary markets, grading consistency, the customer service, the turnaround time, the price, all of these are factors that weigh in. Ultimately, for me, obviously, if I'm looking to buy and then sell and make a profit, the secondary market is going to rule the day. I would rather wait 2 extra months to make 2 times as much money. So Tag's got to step up to the plate, and I think that is going to take time, no matter how great they are, which I am impressed. Color me extremely impressed. I don't know about you guys. I'm impressed. But it's going to take time for them to be recognized on the secondary market in a world that is so massively dominated by PSA. And maybe they can close that gap, but I'm guessing these 10 cards that I sell are not going to push PSA 10 prices at first, just because Tag's not a player in the game yet. But I'll tell you what, color me impressed, man. They are definitely somebody to keep an eye on. They're like the Kevin Porter Jr. of the grading company, right? You see what they're capable of. The Jordan Poole, we see what they're capable of. The Scotty Barnes, they're just not quite there yet. Let's give it a couple years and see what happens. Maybe give it even less time. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.